Welcome, everybody, to the Sonoma Spiel. My name is Tim with the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau. It's the end of the year in Sonoma Valley, and we're recording this right before Christmas and New Year's, so we hope that you guys have a wonderful, absolutely fantastic Christmas, New Year's, and all the different holidays, Boxing Day, all the different holidays. I was thinking today that in the holiday season, you know, in the States, you can have like Thanksgiving, and it comes all these different holidays, and you do all sorts of different stuff. And if you go to church, you have the 4 Sundays of Advent, you have Boxing Day, all these very official days. There is no date for what I'm about to do, which is a day where I scramble around my house and try to remember where I hide stuff for gifts, because I don't know where stuff is. That should be an official holiday, like with Festivus. It's like, where the hell did I put a day? And I'm going to start doing that, or I'll do what I normally do, which is in February, I find it again, give it back for Valentine's Day. Smartest thing ever. So every day is a special day in Sonoma, but today's a very, very special day, because today I have a very special guest. I know every week I say that. This time I mean it. I actually mean it. I have a very special guest. Lisa Carlsson, Euphoria Retreats. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Tim. I have a tip for you.
You do? What is it?
Yes, I have a tip about the hiding of the gifts, because I do the same thing.
Okay.
So if you do a couple meditative breaths, just breathe, slow down, take a few moments in your room with no one around, close your eyes.
I'm doing that.
And all of a sudden, clarity will come on where you put things, because I actually do the same thing.
Really?
Yes.
So I just have to stop and slow down.
Stop and slow down. And this is to everyone
meditate
for the holidays.
Just stop and slow down, taking a big breath, like through the nose kind of thing.
Take a breath in through the nose, hold, and then blow it out. Do you immediately feel?
The garage. It's in that one cabinet in the garage.
See?
That's behind the cleaners. I knew it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's where I find the gifts from 3 years ago, too.
Yes.
Usually like in July.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like trying to find like the goof off stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to give that to someone. But okay, that's a good tip. I like that. Thank you.
Great tip.
Well,
Absolutely.
The podcast is over. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. We're done.
We're done. Listen, tell me, you're with Euphoria Retreats.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
What is that?
Yeah, Euphoria Retreats is a place and a space where wellness kind of inspires your heart. Okay. It's wellness, adventure. It's everything that makes you go, oh, yeah, aha. You know that little tingly feeling you get?
Okay.
We do really specialized things for people to slow down in their space.
Okay.
And we gather and curate guests and take them to really special places, some places they may have not been before, where it gives you an aha. Right. Or it may be a place that they've been before, but we do it in a different way. Okay. So we have lots of fun things to talk about, all things wellness.
Yeah, I like this. And we're leading this because after the holidays is when Americans briefly turn to the concept of, you know, we do self-improvement, or we do after New Year's Day, we're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk more. I'm going to eat less. I'm going to pack myself with fiber. And we're going to be promoting, for the first part of the year, actually, Sonoma Wellness. So I'm so glad that you're our first guest to talk about that and to kind of kick off, because, you know, Sonoma Valley is, the weather's perfect. I am paid to say that, but it's also really nice. I mean, right now, it's about 60 degrees.
It's gorgeous
It's beautiful out there. It was cool this morning. It kind of peaks around 50 to 60, goes back down. It's wonderful. So you can go hiking and have a good time out there.
Yeah, blue skies, and the leaves have changed. And when the leaves change here, the fall colors are so glorious.
They are.
And even now, while they're dropping, and you sit there and you're more mindful of your space, it is amazing.
And we just had the winter solstice yesterday, so we had the darkest or longest night, and now the days are getting longer. Yep. And that's always a good thing. Well, Lisa, let's start off with when did you start Euphoria Retreats? What's the story?
Crazy story, but during COVID, everybody has a crazy story. During COVID, I got my yoga certification.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the JC, the Santa Rosa Junior College, which was awesome.
Really? Okay.
And during it actually switched to online, which was like, wow, how am I going to actually touch people and be with people? But we ended up finishing the course, and at the end of the course, they ask you to set your intentions and what you're going to do with your certification. I always love working with teens and kids, but the other thing that I love to do is I took all my superpowers. I love to travel.
Okay.
I love to do events.
Okay.
I am also a marketer. And I love the idea of aging with wellness.
Okay.
So I put them all together and I threw out there, I want to do retreats.
Okay.
And when I did it, I got a call from somebody in town that I know here, Gail Olson, who's an amazing woman who has owned Euphoria Retreats for 12 years. She was ready to almost give it over to somebody. And she pulled over, called me, said, hey, do you want to work on marketing first and help me rebring this back after COVID?
Okay.
A lot of changes happened during that time.
Right.
And I said, yeah, let's just start doing this. Let's make it happen. And her business started regrowing back up. And then 6 months later, she was over in Umbria. And she pulled over on the side of the road. And she's like, I had a thought. I think I'd like you to become a partner.
Okay.
And possibly take over on the retreat company. And I was like, yeah. First, I got really scared and said no.
Because there's always those people that hop into businesses and they do it because they didn't know any better. And there's either the story of the 22-year-old that's like, of course I can start a travel company, right? Or people that were in one industry and didn't know enough to be scared. Yeah. So they jumped into the new industry. Were you the latter? The kind of like...
I think it was that. I mean, I knew the basics of things that I could make happen, but I also knew I wanted to travel with... I wanted to shift gears. My daughter had just graduated UCSB.
She was Gauchos.
Yes, Gauchos. She had just indicated that she was going to be moving to Sweden. My kids are both dual citizens.
Okay.
I have a desire to live half in Europe and half here. So big desire. In addition, I've always had the travel bug.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
We were a huge traveling family.
Oh, good.
In addition, I felt that wellness and really I became really more mindful of everything that I really wanted and desired in life. And I wanted to age with grace and I wanted to gift it to other people too and how to do that. So I put it all together and I said, I'm going to do this with no fear. I've officially became the owner this year with my partner, Monica. And Gail has now stepped away, and she is our advisor.
Oh, she's ex officio. Yeah. She helped you get it there, and she's still hands-on.
Yeah.
Let me ask, how long had that company been in existence before you
She started it in 2008. She has traveled the globe.
Wait, during the last economic downturn?
Crazy.
She started it.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Okay.
Yeah, and she had started things in Bhutan, Switzerland, Umbria, Greece.
Wow.
And
she lives
Africa.
Here in Sonoma?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like Euphoria Retreats, with the phrase retreats. You go to places on these big retreats. I think what you guys are doing upcoming, you have like Mexico, for example.
Yes, we do. New Year's.
Right? On New Year's.
New Year's.
Just in a couple of days.
Yes.
Are you going?
I will be there January 6th.
Okay.
So I've gone the last 2 years.
Okay.
Epic place to celebrate New Year's.
Where do you guys go?
We go to a place called Shinalani, and it's an eco resort in Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
And it is the coolest, most awesome staff. There's 5 yoga studios, even an aerial yoga studio in there where you can float around and swing.
They have like little like bungees and stuff, right?
Yes.
That is so funny.
Yeah,
those I've seen like these kits where you can try to do. I'm like, the whole ceiling is going to come down on my head if I do that or something
awesome.
Like that. So okay.
Yeah, and so we go for usually it spans last year, which is the epic time. It spans from Christmas to New Year's.
Okay.
But you do a 1 week window. So this year you get there on the 30th. Our retreat starts on the 31st, and we end on the 6th.
Okay.
And then I go, and I'll be there on the 6th with my partner Monica.
Okay.
And we're doing a power yoga and reset retreat, which will have journaling, meditation, and yoga as well. So, and we still have a few spots left for that one.
For the January one.
Yeah,
Okay.
New Year's we're pretty much at capacity. We could probably squeeze in one more person into the 8-person Palapa.
Got it.
It is such a great place.
What is a palapa?
A Palapa is the whole place is open air eco resort.
Okay.
Where there are these beautiful little fortresses, and you could sleep 8 or 4 or 1 or 2.
Got it.
The casitas are epic. They're big. They're large.
Wait, so you sleep in an open air palapa?
Yes.
What if it
Yeah.
rains? There's a roof.
There's a roof.
Okay.
There's a roof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we haven't, you know what? One year we got light drizzle. And little varmints come into your room if you put any food anywhere.
Yeah, they know.
No food in your room.
No food allowed.
No, not even, you don't even bring your vitamins.
Be intentional.
Yes.
Please. Yes.
Yes.
Practice intentional cleanliness.
Yeah. They did just recently, I have to be honest, they did just recently put in AC in some of the spaces.
Okay.
Now they've decided, each year they do some upgrading and some things to it. They decided that they were going to go ahead and do that because of some of the weather that does come in during weird times.
And things that affects it. Now, I see some other places on your website. Yeah, you go to Switzerland,
Yes.
Bhutan, Greece, and Italy.
Yeah,
Wow.
I do.
This is a
We
good
do.
deal.
Yeah.
And like the whole time you're doing sort of like a mixture of travel, but also wellness and yoga and meditation.
We usually, nothing with what that we do is about abstaining. It's about actually following your charm and your bliss.
Okay.
So it's not about, you're not on this specialized diet. You're not eating vegetarian the whole time. You're eating what you love.
Okay.
You're eating healthy. You're eating from the farm. We drink. We have mocktails, cocktails, wine.
Okay.
We do celebratory toasts. A lot of the spaces we go to, there is usually other activities involved. Like in Switzerland, we hike the Alps. It's amazing. The person who runs it, and I've been to that twice at the W Hotel. It is epic. The Alps, we go up into where you usually ski near Chamonix, and you're taking these lifts all the way up, and then you're hiking up in the top of the Alps.
Oh, that's great. So it's like a hiking and alpine resort
it's
without the
amazing.
skiing, obviously.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And then in Greece this year, we're actually doing a new one. We're, instead of going to Amorgos, we're going to Santorini and Crete.
Okay.
And we'll be doing some catamaraning. We will be doing some wine tasting.
Okay.
And we'll be doing some cooking classes.
Well, that sounds great.
So we really, really curate things that kind of spark some energy in you. It's whatever, it's the things we don't take the time out to do sometimes.
Right. Time out for yourself.
Yeah,
and
really
kinda
curating
reset
yourself. In Umbria last year, we had a journalist, a woman named Laura Rubin, come, and she does a lot of journaling.
Oh, okay.
She owns a company called All Swell Creative. She's actually been in Vogue magazine. She works with Google. She works with a lot of corporations. And her MO is really journaling every day. And I think you'll find, because we don't put pen to paper anymore that much,
True.
and we're sitting there on the computer all day, you'll find that even if you just do a drawing or if you make a grocery list with your hand, you're going to find that a dopamine happens. It drops down. It's quite crazy. And the more I'm journaling, the better I'm feeling. And it's just sometimes just putting a thought on.
So when you guys, are you doing journaling on the retreats?
A lot of them, yes.
Are there prompts, or is it just
Yes.
like go sit in the corner and write?
No, it depends on what we're coming out of. A lot of times out of our yoga and meditation, we will give a prompt, and then we will just say, okay, you just flow. At Shinalani, you have downtime and you're on the beach. We say, just bring your journal with you. You may have thoughts, or you may see something that you did not know. Also on our hikes and things after you get back, you may have some things that you foraged and you got and picked up along the way and go, oh, wow, this is really cool. It's really teaching you how to be more mindful of what's around you.
That's a good point.
And slowing things down.
Devices are very easily to be distracted.
Yeah.
The quick, small dopamine, but not the I'm going to be thinking about and how did that affect me?
Yeah.
How do I feel about that? What are my thoughts? And I find when you travel, you get away from a lot of the humdrum everyday, dirty laundry in the corner, bills on the desk that aren't, and then you have a chance to kind of like invite other things into your mind.
Absolutely.
And it feels good.
And it's so much more also like for our Sonoma visitors that come here, we have such an epic place that we are in. It's beautiful. And instead of like overtasking yourself with, okay, we're going to go to this winery, we're going to go here, we're going to stop at each one and find something that's unique or different. And the same thing with your wine that you're tasting. Take it into the back and open up that area and recognize the difference. So everything with wellness, which I'm so excited is coming up, it's just taking the time. And
to kind of
being, again, breathing in every moment that you're doing something really special.
And I like that. That's what. No, you mentioned Sonoma, and yeah, because this is the Sonoma Spiel. You live here.
Yes.
You go elsewhere. Do you ever bring people to Sonoma or do any events here?
We do.
Tell me about those.
I will. We have coming up. We have so many different things coming up. I'm very excited about. Number one,
Yes.
we are a sponsor of the Art Walk.
Okay.
And I love working on all things art. Art is also being mindful.
Okay.
And the Art Walk is the first Thursday of every month, running all the way into March. And we have our next one coming up January 4th.
Okay.
So right after the holidays.
We're ready.
Yeah, we're ready. We are completely ready.
And tell me, what is the Art Walk? What does it mean?
The Art Walk is something where a lot of our stores in town bring artists in, and it's not just painting and art. It's guitarists, it's musicians, it's some poetry reading. We've been trying to encourage readers, bring in a poetry reader.
Oh, yeah.
At the community center, we have had so many cool things going on there with Vanessa and the team. We've had actual things where you're actually participating in the art. So it's from 5 to 7 p.m. We encourage guests to get out if you're a visitor or if you live here. And each month we started off at 5 o'clock at a special place.
Okay.
And this next one that's coming up is going to be starting at Garricky Wines, where the 3 Badge and Old Firehouse.
Right, which is kind of confusing because the sign says 3 Badge and Garricky Wines is inside of it.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah. And the start off place usually has a performer or an artist in it, and usually will have charcuterie or something special out. Okay. And then you can walk right across the way to the museum. And
Sonoma Valley Museum of Art,
yes,
which is a fabulous museum.
Yeah, and the museum, the Art Walk is going to have Dick Conte performing this time.
Okay.
Really excited about that. And then you can head across the square to H. Frank, and they have a guitarist named Jared that's going to be performing that night. And then you could swing all the way back around and go over to M. Lowe Jewelry, and she always has something special going on.
Oh, she was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and she has those permanent bracelets you can put on there.
Yes, I have one on.
Oh, you do? Oh, look at you.
I do. I have a permanent. I love Margot. I do work with her. She made our malas, and I'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We did a mala making with Euphoria Retreats at the Fairmont.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I love supporting everyone in town. The arts also is a great night to come together. We've had the very first one that started at the museum. We had 250 people do the walk.
Okay.
And then the one after that, we had 300 come out.
Wow.
So it's growing.
It gets big.
Yeah. There was even a line running down the way at the Arts Guild. We were like, yeah.
The Arts Guild's really nice. I like that one. Small. It's a smaller space with like 9 different artists in there or something like that, which is kind of neat. If you don't like this, if this doesn't strike your fancy, there's another one right there.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of the coalition there. Okay, so you do part of the Art Walk.
Yes, we are the sponsor of the Art Walk.
Okay.
And then we have coming up in January 25th, we have a full moon sound healing. It's really cool, a little full moon.
What does that mean?
Hold on, check this out.
The full moon sound healing.
It doesn't mean we're going to be howling and going, ooh.
No? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that Flatbed Farm up in Glen Ellen. Okay.
Yes, we do a lot of work with Sophie, and it's a couple named Amelia and Bob. They are fantastic, and they have these beautiful crystal sound bowls. We will be inside the barn. We will not lay outside during the evening because it may be dewy, it may be rainy.
Dew on you, yeah.
Yes, we may have a lot going on, but Sophie it's really special. If you go to Flatbed Farms on Saturdays, because they are open.
They're open on Saturdays.
Amazing shrubs.
They have like coffee sometimes.
Yep.
You can buy your stuff there, your veggies.
Yeah, really cool space. But we go into the back.
Okay.
And in the back is where Sophie's barn is. She has a pool back there. We curate events back there with her.
Okay.
Really special. And Bob and Amelia will be playing their sound bowls, and then we're going to do a tea ceremony. And the tea ceremony is going to consist of you taking some of the herbs and some of the spices from Flatbed Farms, and we'll be providing the hot water, and then we're going to talk about the north, south, east, and west. We bring in all of the environment, and we'll be sitting in a little circle with our gang and close off with the crystal bowls. But you lay down for 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
And we create a little labyrinth of bodies. It's really awesome.
The full moon sound healing with Bob and Amelia.
Yeah, and it's really cool. If you haven't done it, it is a beautiful way to clear things in your head. It's a beautiful way to let things go. It's a reset of the body, mind, and spirit.
Okay.
We take you through a little bit of breath work in the beginning to get you to ground, and you can do it laying down or sitting up, and we provide the yoga mats and the pillows and the beautiful blankets, and you just get cozy. It's awesome. It actually makes a great gift.
Yeah, and it's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday evening.
Thursday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've done this before? Or
I've done it
similar?
a bunch before. My girlfriend owns a place in town called the Sweet Spot, and I go to hers with Amelia and Bob.
Okay.
And we want to make it accessible to people. This is a great experience to give as a gift. It's $40.
Yeah.
We have a lot of mothers and daughters that come, or friends that bring each other.
Okay.
We have 20 spots. We have 12 spots filled right now, so there's 8 more spots left.
Okay.
If people want to come, join us in. And also at Flatbed Farms, we have another event coming up in March.
What's that?
And we love to partner with catering companies. And we are bringing in Eric from Belfair Catering in Petaluma.
Okay.
Oh my God, best chicken sandwiches and chili crunch in
All right.
town.
Really? Okay.
Yes, yeah, he's awesome. And we do yoga. Monica, my partner, will be teaching the yoga. We do a grounding at that event, and it's usually about an hour 15 of yoga, then about a 10-minute meditation.
Okay.
And then you move into the space where you get to share a brunch with your friends, and we have
great.
Deerfield Winery actually pouring.
Right down the road. Okay.
Yes.
And that's also at Flatbed Farm.
That's at Flatbed Farms, and that one's not till March 9th.
March 9th. So, spring mindful movement yoga.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that is an amazing event. We have done those. We started those 2 years ago. When I started working with Gail at Euphoria Retreats, she wanted to do some local events.
Got it. Okay.
So we started with that, and we love partnering with all kinds of people in town. We even have a massage chair there.
Okay.
And we usually have an aromatherapy person there as well.
At Flatbed.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
You
so
get
we-
something set up.
Yeah.
But you don't have like a retail shop people walk into. You go to places.
No, we go to places and
Because
spaces.
you're retreats. You
Yes.
go to them. Okay.
And we also are partnered. One of our main partners is the Fairmont.
Okay.
So we are Club 1927 members.
Okay, and that's their, they have a membership club on
Yes.
property there within the spa, which is beautiful.
I work with a wonderful woman at the Fairmont, and it's Susan Howard, and we create amazing experiences there.
Okay.
So we're doing another experience there February 4th, and that one is going to be a self-love right before Valentine's mindful
okay. There you
movement
go.
retreat.
Okay.
We do that with usually 12 people. We keep it small.
Okay.
It's a half-day retreat, and this time we're bringing in a hormone replacement therapy coach in.
Okay. Okay.
We do yoga. I can give you an example of last time. We made malas.
Okay, and what is a mala? You're holding up a bracelet here. It's kind of green
This is
circles on it.
Yes, this is made with jade.
Okay.
And a full mala is made where you can actually count it around. I wish I wore mine today, but I didn't. It's a certain number of beads, and you use it for stress. And you
Okay.
just count the beads, and you move through it.
Like a little meditation.
Yes.
Kind of. Okay.
And you could just flick it through. Also, the beads that we use have different healing properties.
Okay.
And this one is jade, and you could pick what was special to you, and then Margot helped you make the bracelets.
I gotcha. Okay.
It was a really cool day. And
so
we did
Margot
it-
went there.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so
she came with us, and we went into. There's a really special room at the Fairmont called the Wine Room. It's a circle. It's right up by Asante. We use that room for spaces and places, and especially when the weather's a little cooler.
okay.
We use a lot of the outside of the Fairmont
Right.
when it's warmer.
They have a beautiful, outdoor spa, enormous area. And they also have a secondary pool for people in the hotel. So they have
Yep.
multiple pools. They have the bathing ritual.
Yes.
Beautiful gardens and things like that. So it
It's
sounds
amazing.
like you use all of the property for the
Yeah.
parts of it. Okay.
Yeah, we this particular one for the mindful movement retreat, the self-love one, we'll be using the outside space we use, and we create 12 chairs around the fire pit.
Okay.
We start off the event usually there, and we'll start with a meditation, and we'll just sit and breathe together, and we'll usually have some kind of instrument that we'll play to get everybody grounded. And then we'll move and go into the yoga space, which is actually inside of the workout studio.
Oh, right. Okay.
And we do yoga there, and that's where Monica teaches. And then from there, if you can imagine yourself coming out of that yoga space and moving back outside again, we'll walk over to the wine room and we will do our actual learning event, which will be with Chrissy Navarra. She's a holistic lifestyle coach that specializes in women's hormones.
Okay.
And, it's often something we don't talk about a lot as women because we don't want to, sit there at a certain thing at a party and talk about what's going on with our crazy body. Yeah, And
it's not
I don't know if you can relate.
It's not something people roll into, but I think as our bodies change and there's that awareness that, you have that first body changing when you're young. Yeah. And there's a lot of discussion about that. And in fact, they go through school and talk about it.
Yep.
And then later, as you get older, there's not as much discussion about it. But there's certainly a lot of ads that you get on Facebook.
Oh, my God, yes.
With all sorts of
TikTok,
solutions. Right.
Yeah.
So you have someone that's kind of specializing in that for women, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's really neat. She actually wrote up a few tips for us during the holidays, too.
Oh, can we hear them? Of course. Let's go.
Let me throw it your way. Thank you, Chrissy, for sending these our way. She just is reminding people that during the holiday time, we're running around a lot.
Yes.
So she said one of the things that you could do for your body to keep everything going is don't skip meals.
Okay.
She said 3 meals a day.
Okay.
And really, really trying to load stuff with protein and mixing your protein, fat, and the fibrous carbs to just keep the balance.
Right.
And you can even take a little nosh before a party.
That's smart. That way you don't overindulge when you're there.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. And also if you're going to be indulging in things that spike your blood sugar, like wine tends to.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Then it will help level everything. And just keep yourself grounded because you could tend to feel floaty and you may feel some of those things and go, what is going on with me? Or you may wake up at 2 a.m. when your liver is doing some things.
Yes, and you can't sleep that well.
Yeah.
And, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So that was one of them. I thought was really great. The other was, moving your body. Even if you're shopping, it's just move your body. If you see the escalator, go up the stairs.
Okay.
If you're at the mall. If you're outside in our square, just loop the square a couple times.
Take a couple walk. It's, you could go around 3 times, 4 times. It's like about a mile or so. And it's like, because it's 8 acres. I got to figure out how long that is. But just take a nice walk. You're absolutely right.
Yep. Yeah. It's things that we just don't think about. Hydrate. Water.
Yeah, you got your Sonoma water bottle there.
I do. And you know where that's from?
No. Is it from
this is from Sunflower.
We're gonna give them Sunflower Cafe?
We're going to give them a little plug because this is kind of a cute thing.
They have a great brunch there. Yeah. So speaking of getting your good proteins,
I'm actually going there tomorrow for
brunch.
You?
Okay, it's a good spot. So that's a good one.
And what we're doing before our brunch is we're doing a hike.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So
I got to say that of these 3 tips that you've just given me, I need to listen to them because I have been skipping meals and eating cookies that are out in the office, which are not fibrous carbohydrates. They are just straight up garbage carbohydrates.
It's so easy to grab them.
Oh, because they're right there.
And they're so good.
They're so delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, if people want to drop them off, 453 First Street, East Sonoma.
We'll eat some. Anyone?
But, no, I like those tips because you do not take care of yourself sometimes around the holidays and you get stressed out.
Yeah.
And between family stuff and work stuff and end of the year stuff, you do need to take a moment to go, that's smart.
Yeah, I've got a couple more she threw
Let's
away.
Let's hear them.
Hydrate again with the water. Sleep. Talk a little bit about
Should
sleep.
try that.
Yeah. And if you have monkey mind during the night with sleep, with some of us do.
Right.
I love meditation apps. I use a person called the Mindful Movement, Sarah Raymond.
Okay.
She actually talks you through all kinds of things. Or I do a head-to-toe meditation. And what that is actually starting with my toes and getting each part to relax. Want to do it for a second?
You kind of think about it?
Yes. Okay, think about your toes.
You and I are sitting in a chair in a podcast studio.
Take a little breath. You could do this in your car, too. Just get your toes to relax. Okay. Get your heels to relax. Imagine your calves letting go, floating away. It's moving up your legs, going into the upper part of your thighs. Don't forget about those knees, though. And then you move back to your lower back. And just getting that lower back to relax and release. And then it goes all the way up your spinal cord. Just gently. moving on up, and we're just going to take you to the very tip of the crown of the head. And just imagine all of that melting away and relaxing. You could do that very shortly. Very quick. How'd that feel?
It felt good. I always, I'm the kind of person that has to keep moving or I fall asleep because I'm always moving. So when I stop, I just sort of like, whew, and so that's, I do need to remember to slow down.
Slow down, get your sleep. She said it's so important. And then the breath, here's another tip that takes you into the sleep. If you're having a hard time sleeping, if you can do like a 5-2-4 breath or a 4-2-5 breath, I'll teach you what that is.
Okay, yeah, tell me about that.
Even in the middle of the night, so that 2 o'clock wake up, if you find that you're like, oh my God, your mind starts going, take your mind back to your breath.
Okay.
All right, so there's a couple little tricks we can do where you take a breath in for 4, hold it for 2, and then release it out of your mouth for 4. Imagine it deflating all the way.
Okay.
And if you do that repetitively for maybe 6 to 8 times, you will find that the dopamine in your body and your stress, and you're only thinking about your breath, will get you back and grounded to hopefully go back to sleep.
Okay.
If you do it enough times, it becomes a habit where your mind automatically starts going,
Kind of
this
training
means
yourself.
Sleep.
It's like Pavlovian. So wait, 4-2-4.
Yeah, 4-2-4.
Because we have these cats that want to go out for some reason in the middle of the night and then come right back in like an hour later, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And then your mind is working. And you forgot, did I send that email? Did I pay that bill?
Yeah.
So the 4-2-4.
And if you start going into that, your journal near your bed, you can just document, I got to pay that bill, I got to do that. Okay. Release those, put the journal back down, and it's gone. It's
out of your mind.
It's in your
My book. Journal might just be like, that damn cat. Why do we have 3 damn cats? But yeah, no, I love, okay, that's smart. So give it away.
Yeah.
And then you can come back to it when the time is right.
Yep.
When you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Absolutely.
Do it. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Lisa, how did you get into this again? Because, I thought your background was, doing graphic design or something like that.
I've always been a marketer. Yeah. I've always been a connector of people. I've always been a person who worked on events.
Okay.
My background is graphic design. I went to UCLA.
Okay. Go Bruins.
Yeah, Bruins. Yeah, graduated there.
Did you grow up down there? Where are you from?
I grew up in LA.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you grew up down there. How did you end up coming up to Sonoma?
I came up to Sonoma because Vanessa Runglin, who's the head of the community center, we were dear friends, and she moved up here first, and she introduced me to people. Oh. We came up a couple times, and then I had a transition in my life where I really wanted somewhere where my kids can walk to school and connect. And be part of a community. And also with my design business, I wanted to be doing things that made a difference. Okay. So when I moved here, I became one with the nonprofits. Literally.
Which is a good market to be in, you know. And you're right. What I do like about Sonoma and some of the smaller places up here is kids do walk to school or ride their bikes to school. Yeah. Also, where I live up in Windsor, and it was important to me that my kids knew that they can get around on their own. Yep. Right. You don't have to spend half your life driving people everywhere. Yeah. And also that if they were goofing off, people know who they are.
Yeah. so there's accountability.
So it's like you can be goofy, but eventually I'll hear about it. Yeah. And that was an important thing. But
it's interesting you say that too, because I feel that in Sonoma, you want to be the best of you. Because you know your neighbor, the person next to you. But it's interesting, when you got into this mindfulness too, you realize that everyone, at the end of the day, we all just want to be curated with love. We all want to be recognized. We all want to be seen as a good human and a good person. Right. And this place definitely is a place that makes you watch your P's and Q's and who you are.
It makes you your best person there. I like that.
It does.
Okay, there weren't any more tips, were there from?
That was Chrissy. Good. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And
before we move on to the next part of our podcast here, I want to make sure, what is the website if people want more information about your business?
Going to our website, euphoriaretreats.com. Okay. And also, when you go on, if you're a newbie, enter to win a free retreat. No. 2 years ago, locals won. Tish Lahane and her daughter Brianna went to Greece. Brianna won.
For real?
Yeah,
That's
we
great.
we have 4,000 people in our database.
Okay.
We literally pull out of a hat of numbers.
Okay.
You never know who's going to win,
love
and it could be the person right next to you. You just don't know. So enter to win a free retreat
At
for sure.
EuphoriaRetreats.com. And I saw that you got Italy, you got Switzerland, you've got Mexico, so it looks like a pretty lousy thing.
Yeah, you got to do this.
Oh wait, 50 places to practice yoga before you die.
Yes, this is what we
That's
go
the
off.
books you're holding
This
up
is
here.
a great book. I got to tell you, there's a bunch of yogis that are well known. My partner's out of Berkeley.
Okay.
There's a bunch in San Francisco, the LA, but they all wrote up exactly where they love to practice in open spaces. We are constantly also looking for new places to go.
Well, it's like here in Sonoma, we see, like up in Sugarloaf, there's some yoga hikes that go on in different places, the regional parks. I see people do that. And then I think at Western Beak Ranch, they do yoga stuff there sometimes. And there's always these open spaces where something's happening.
Yeah.
Were you part of the Yoga in the Plaza thing? There was something going on.
I did go to it.
That was kind of neat. I don't know who did that.
That was a gal who does yoga with Sonoma Yoga, and then Andrea Bogart taught as well. And Andrea is talking about being one of our leaders next year, giving out a little. It's either going to be 2024 or 2025. But there's an international yoga day. So we're all hoping actually that we can come together even bigger next year. And it was a gal also that owns the winery. That's in help me here, but it's in the little galleyway. Her winery is back there, and she's a yogi as well.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And she was a sponsor of it. And Mark Haberman, if you want to call in, you could tell us who it is.
Who put that on? Well, I was coming to work, and I'm like, there are like a bunch of like 50 people out here doing like sun salutation. What is going on? And that was pretty
epic.
Neat.
Really
That's
cool. And we have a bunch of other spaces that we're talking to this year. I'll be touring Deerfield Winery.
It's a good one.
In the 4th.
Okay.
And we're talking about maybe doing some yoga there.
Okay.
And we're always looking at new spaces and places.
Good.
So contact us as well if you
have a good space. You've been in a farm. You've been in wineries, so you've been all sorts of places. Okay, and again, Lisa, that was EuphoriaRetreats.com.
Yes.
If you have more information.
Yep.
You're not off the hook yet, though. By the way.
Oh, I'll be right here with you.
Okay, because now we're going to transition to a segment of the podcast where people ask us questions. Okay, so this is called We Get Questions. Here we go. People send us emails, they text us. We have 2 visitor centers. We answer them every week. Yeah. And right now I'm deputizing you to be working in the visitor center with me.
I'm right there with you.
To answer some of them. Okay, you have not seen these questions.
Nope.
Do you want me to give them to you or just want me to read them to you?
Just read them.
Oh, I love it. Okay, here we go.
I'm such a marketer. I'll figure out
We're gonna right from the hip. Here we go. Hello. Friends are planning an event in Sonoma for September 28th and asked me to research if that's a busy weekend in Sonoma, including if hotel rooms will be hard to come by. Do you have that information? Thank you. And that came in by a text.
Oh, wow.
So Saturday in September, the last Saturday in September, is that a dead day in Sonoma? Is it empty around here? What's going on, Lisa?
That's often when harvest is going on. Reservations are important, I would say.
Right.
But, it's interesting. I think sometimes you can work off the cuff, but I recommend doing your research on that one.
Yeah.
And there's some really cool events that happen at the wineries during that time.
Yeah.
Really awesome. They do tastings with their wine. They do specialized days. I've done some beautiful tastings where a full luncheon at Chateau St. Jean.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's so good.
Was it outdoors?
Yes.
In the lawn?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I'm sure you know many other things.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
No, it's a good one. So September 28th of any year will be busy because typically that's in the middle of the wine grape harvest here. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful time to come up, but it's also a busy time to come up. So if you're planning an event, start planning it now for September. No matter what year, right?
Yep.
I also looked up that year is the last weekend in September, which is typically when the Valley of the Moon Vintage Festival is. That is a very big event. This year will be the 200th. The 200th harvest in Sonoma Valley is coming up. So I think this one will be very big.
Yeah.
So for this person, yes, you can find hotel rooms. You should probably book them sooner rather than later. Reserve the block. because you probably won't have a lot of last-minute hotel rooms in September.
And some fun things you can do off the cuff is give a ring to Prohibition Spirits, and you can do maybe like a specialized tasting with them.
Oh, good call.
Which is really awesome because it's a little bit away from the wine, but you can go grape stomp with the vintage fest.
They get teams together and they do the grape stomp, which is the silliest thing. I swear, people love doing it, and it is funny. It is very slippery.
It is.
I've done it, and I'm like, this is not. I mean, it's kind of fun. It's a very weird feeling. It's not easy either.
No. Do you know my little one, when we first moved here, my little one was in a bucket with Kate Jernigan, and they were stomping away.
Yeah.
And the other one was like shoveling the...
Yeah, because you got to clean up the screen, and you got to gather it, because otherwise it gets stuck in there.
She was literally like 5 years old. She could barely fit in the bucket. She almost won.
Child labor, man.
But she got her like T-shirt.
Yes.
Oh, we have them. Oh, yeah. And then that used to be when the run, I don't know if the run's... I know
right. They'll bring the run. They'll bring the run back. I think every year.
We love the run.
Vintage Festival went through a period. It's back in full force. But the advice I gave to the event planner, and you do events, is don't do too many things at once.
I agree.
Add one thing on per year.
Yeah.
And adjust, because if you try to do everything, it's not going to work.
It saturates itself.
Yeah. You're going to like pull your hair out.
Yeah.
And this past year they had a freak rainstorm.
Oh my
right
God.
before one of the big tastings. It stopped, but it was the weirdest thing. For like 30 minutes it rained, and everyone's like, what is going on?
Is the event going to happen in the
evening? Because it does not rain very often in California in September. So it was odd. Okay, that's good. You passed the test on that one.
Okay, good.
Here's another one. I think you got this one. Okay. This came in via Facebook. Someone asked, I need a place for birthday brunch. What do you recommend?
Okay, birthday brunch is a lot of good options. If you want to sit outside, Sunflower is gorgeous. As I said, that's where I got
great outdoor garden.
Yeah, and it really just has a community vibe. And if you have anybody that has special needs as far as food, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, they really curate it beautifully.
Right.
So I'm a huge fan. And they make a killer cappuccino, and they have beautiful mimosas that are very large. I got one once.
That's important.
That's important. Yes. I was like, wow, we have a few places that are new.
Yeah.
Valley,
right there on the plaza, just down from Sunflower Cafe.
Yeah.
They have a good brunch.
And they have a little outdoor space as well.
Back garden,
and really feels like it's just very curated baked goods and fun things that you can get that feel very fresh and vibrant. I also heard, maybe I'm wrong, but the people who own Valley, who own the other space, they're now doing brunch.
Yeah, it's called Swim Club, Valley Swim Club.
Yes.
And I believe they are also offering brunch out there.
And I heard it's quite good.
About a mile and a half away from the plaza.
Yeah.
And it's a seafood place, but also they do brunch on the weekend. So, that's a good one.
And it's kind of different. It's new, and it's, I think, fun to always go to something that you haven't been to before.
Absolutely.
If you want to go a little more decadent, Fairmont, yum.
Yeah.
Yum. Thanks, Susan, for taking me to brunch there. Oh my God, the banana
they have a big one
bread
there.
with that mocha. Okay,
That
espresso.
And they also think it's lemon bread or something that's really good there. Yeah, that place is good.
So good.
Okay.
And special and yummy and feels a little bit more decadent and awesome. MacArthur Place, Layla.
Classic.
I think they're doing their brunch again.
I think I have to check that one, because I think so. I know for a fact Kina's, I think, has a brunch.
Yes, and mezcal. You
good.
can have mezcal and brunch.
You could do mezcal, but why not?
Yes,
why do mimosas when you can do mezcal?
Yeah.
And that's a good one, just heading north out of town, between the Fairmont and the plaza.
Yeah. At
Kina's Kitchen and Bar. And Kina's great. Got all her recipes up there.
They do. And boy, have you had the chimichurro from Kina's?
Should I try that?
Oh,
okay.
So good. Yeah, they just did a beautiful catering at an event I was at.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Kina's did a fantastic job.
Did a good job there.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are some good options. Good job.
Absolutely.
You got this.
I got
Lisa,
this.
you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
right,
because I love our community.
This
and I get around.
This one's really hard.
Okay.
You've already mentioned it, kind of the answer, actually. Where's a good place to find a whiskey distillery around here? Or a whiskey tasting? Yep.
Yeah. Prohibition Spirits.
Prohibition Spirits.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, there may be another one, but to me, I mean, I do have to say, sidebar, I design their labels. And
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I do a lot of them.
Okay.
And Fred and Amy Groth make some of the most specialized, beautiful liquor in town. And they do everything from figcello, whiskey, limoncello, gin, vodka. You name it, it's special.
I got a s'mores
I was
flavored
just
brandy.
about to go get some of
Yeah,
that.
someone said really, really good. So Michelle gave it to me. I'm like, thanks, Michelle. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, what the heck? She goes, no, you got to try it. It's really good.
Oh, was Michelle Lacey gave that to
Michelle
you?
Lacey,
Yeah.
And,
really good.
That's a good one. So yeah, so Prohibition Spirits has Hooker House bourbon, and some whiskeys, and Fred Groth is like this mad scientist over in his distillery on 8th Street. So that's definitely a good one.
And they're doing, just a sidebar, they are making incredible gift items for the holidays.
Oh, they're so good at that stuff, though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's their
really
marketing
great.
person. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
who can
they
tell ya?
have cocktail kits and creative things, and they're also doing some really cool things in January. They're just mocktails.
Oh, right.
Because they're trying to celebrate a little bit of dry January.
I like that.
Unless you head to Martini Madness. And
You take a little break for that, as you do.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. We also have, if you're not stuck on whiskey per se, we also have Hanson's, which is a vodka company. They make out of grapes. And then through Greater Sonoma County, there are some ones, Sonoma Brothers Distilling Company, Sonoma Distilling Company, and there's a few others. Lost Empire? There's a couple other different distilleries around Sonoma County itself, but in Sonoma Valley, the main ones are Prohibition Spirits and Hanson. Yep. And look, if we can make wine, we can also distill stuff. So
absolutely,
we know how to do stuff here. You passed the test there. Good job, Lisa. You're so good. But that's a great segue, because as we leave the holidays, and we've been talking about wellness, the segue for the final thing here is to talk about, we're going to be launching on January 1st, 100 days of winter wellness in Sonoma. So we have 100 things to do from January 1st all the way to April 15th. Something new every day. You might have noticed April 15th is more than 100 days. And I figured we're going to stretch it to get you through tax day.
Yeah, we're happy about that.
Yeah, you got to do stuff.
That's good.
So some of the things, including New Year's Day, we have a first day hike at Jack London State Park.
Oh,
so
awesome.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
January 2nd, you can go to MacArthur Place for their Sonoma Sanctuary Escape. And that's a beautiful spa that you've got there.
And their spa is brand new.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's brand new.
Yep.
Whole Body Wellness has a 3-day reset they're doing. So that for January 3rd, January 4th, we have the first Thursday Sonoma Art Walk, because the arts are part of wellness.
Absolutely.
So we have all sorts of things, a different thing every day for 100 days. This is on our website, sonomavalley.com, and it's all part of our winter wellness. And we talk about smoothies for people who are doing dry January, forest bathing. Yeah, you've heard of that?
Yeah, they're doing it at Bart Park, right?
They do it at Bart Park, and then I did mini forest bathing, Sonoma Botanical Garden.
Yeah,
they're doing a bonsai exhibit, so you might as well a little tiny forest bathing, right?
Or just kind of. I'm gonna go to that.
It is
one.
neat. That's a great garden, by the way.
Yeah, I go there and I hike it with my girlfriend. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And we got everything from the Fairmont to renting a bike from Sonoma Adventures. E-bikes are a big thing, and you can go out and take a spin. And Hunt's a really nice guy. I saw him today, and he says, "Yeah, come rent an e-bike and have a good time. Take a tour.
Oh, awesome!
Do something like that." This is at sonomavalley.com, and we have all sorts of ideas. Oh, the Beacon has mocktails. That bar above Taub Family Outpost.
Go visit Martine.
He's so good.
He's such a good
And he's got
guy.
a scooter. I love that he rides a scooter around town and does stuff. We've also got things on here about learning. So up at Sugarloaf and Montini, they'll have guided nature hikes.
Nice.
And the vernal pools they have over there. So I think it's kind of neat. Oh, Sonoma Mountain Zen Center. Have you heard of this place? If you go, way on the top of Sonoma Mountain, between Roanoke Park and here, you go up. Okay, windy road.
Okay.
You come down a little saddle, and there is the Sonoma Mountain Zen Center, where there has been Zen practitioners there for about 3 decades now. And it's a beautiful spot. It's really low key. You have to want to get there. It's not a place you pass,
Yep.
But they do have things open to the public. So if you want to go up there and meditate,
go check that out too.
So these are all parts of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, we even have a thing on February 1st. Ready for this? Olive oil. What if you replace butter for a month with olive oil?
Oh, yeah, that's a must.
Yeah, so we had McAvoy Ranch on here earlier. You can go down to the Olive Press at Jacuzzi Winery.
Yep. And I've heard a lot of things about mindful eating with olive oil and taking your carb with oil. And there are certain ways that you eat so it doesn't saturate as much through you. And olive oil is just
it's good stuff. And we grow it here.
I know.
So it's locally
and
made.
We have peppery olive oil. We have pesto olive oil.
They have like a lemon olive oil.
Truffle olive oil. Yeah.
We have olive oil.
There's even olive oil at Prohibition Spirits, too.
Is there really?
Yeah, their daughter makes the pesto olive oil
really?
and their truffle olive oil.
Oh, look at Fred Namie's progeny. I didn't know that. We even mentioned, and I'm not going to do all 100, of course, but Robert Ferguson Observatory is at Sugarloaf State Park, and it's a beautiful observatory. You can go up there for star parties, public events, and maybe you could do a nighttime yoga up there.
I think we're going to have to do that.
It's in a meadow. It really is.
Oh,
and the lights are amazing. You go way up there. You pass a waterfall, because in February, the waterfall's running.
Ooh.
It's really cool up there.
Okay.
I'll see. We just made a thing happen here.
Yeah, we're brainstorming
yoga
here.
Stars.
Yeah.
So that's all part of our 100 Days of Winter Wellness, which we'll be talking about, and there's more information at cinemavalley.com. Lisa, you have been a wonderful guest. So thank you for coming on. Jazz hands and teaching me a little bit about how to breathe and meditate and relax.
Yeah.
Again, if people want more information about your programs, what is your website?
EuphoriaRetreats.com.
I love it. EuphoriaRetreats.com. All sorts of information about.
Yep.
You can go travel with Lisa and her leaders. You can also come here for mini-day retreats and have a good time. For those of you that want to go to Euphoria Retreats or see some of the other amazing things in Sonoma Valley, go to cinemavalley.com and kind of see what we're doing. You can sign up for special deals and events. And don't forget, if you've listened this long on the podcast, you could like, comment, subscribe. I should have to the front of the podcast, but tell your friends about this podcast. Download it 3 times on every one of your devices and tell everyone to listen to it. Mom and Dad, thanks a lot for listening. Hope you guys have a wonderful year, and we'll see you in the new year. Thanks, everybody.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.